Hey guys, so today I have hopefully a quick MFT haul. I ordered a bunch of stuff from My Favorite Things, and I've mentioned this before. I love My Favorite Things, the stamp company. I have some MFT stamps that are super old. So like if you have been crafting for a while, you guys probably remember the whole line of Who's That Girl stamps from My Favorite Things, and I still have a lot of those. But anyways, I placed an order with MFT and it got here super fast, but that's because My Favorite Things is local to me. It's down the street. So the stuff usually gets here the next day. But anyways, they had their newest release for Valentine's Day, and then they had one that's not Valentine's Day. It's for, I think it's supposed to be geared towards St. Patrick's Day, but I thought they'd be really cute for making baby cards. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and share what I got with you. First things first is I ended up getting this stamp set called Rainbow of Happiness, and to be perfectly honest, the only reason I ordered it is because it matched the free die set. And with My Favorite Things, when you order $60 and stuff, you get a free Dynamics die. And it doesn't come in retail packaging. It usually just comes in an envelope, like a bag like this. But this is a die that actually coordinates with this. So I figured I'm getting the die for free, may as well order the stamp set. So this was really my impulse purchase in the order. And I ordered a couple more dies because this release this month seemed to be heavy on the dies. So I also got the stars horizontal, they call it. They say horizontal, but really you can use it vertical or horizontal. So I got the stars die. And also they do like kind of like a specialty die every month where it's a certain shape or a certain thing for you to build a card with. And this one's called the rectangle peekaboo window. And I don't know why, but I thought this die was a lot bigger, but it's actually really small. But that'll be cute for making simple cards. And I also got the inside out stitch circle stacks. And this is the circle stacks where you can die cut the actual circle with the stitch lines, and then you also have the stitch lines on the other side. There are several of these inside out style dies in different shapes that they make. But I didn't have the circles, and I was going to order it from Simon Says Stamp, but they were always out of stock. So finally I managed to get one from My Favorite Things. Now, one of the things I really appreciate from My Favorite Things is that all their dies, well, all their stacks, I should say, like this, come on magnet sheets. So you don't have to use you don't have to, you know, find more magnet sheets if that's how you store your dies to store them, because they come on the sheet. So in terms of stamp sets, besides that rainbow one I showed you, the only one I ordered from this month's release is called Lucky. And this one has a lot of cute little shapes in it, really for St. Patrick's Day, but I also thought this would be really cute for baby cards because it has, of course, like the star and the moon, and it has the little winky faces that you can add to any of the shapes. Also the coordinating dies. And finally, this probably happened like a month or two ago, but My Favorite Things has finally started doing their dies as outlines and not the solid. So if I can show you what I'm talking about, the old dies used to be solid. So like if you stamped and you tried to die cut, you couldn't see them. And they also used to cost more as a result. Like they used to be like this. So this particular one matches this stamp set. See how you can't see through it? It's a solid like piece of metal. They finally switched over to the outline style, and I am very excited that they did because I really was not a fan of the solid die. And the reason why is because I actually prefer to stamp and then cut, and with those solid dies you have to cut and then stamp. And yeah, I just wasn't ever really a fan of that. It wasn't a deal breaker obviously because I bought plenty of them, but I just prefer them to be this way. And that was it for just regular stamps and dies in the traditional sense. But I did also order blueprints. And what blueprints are is they are a collection of dies that are meant for you to like build a card with. And I run into a problem quite a bit where when I'm kind of like short on time, I really want to make a card, but either I don't really feel like going through the entire process of figuring something out, or I don't want to pull out a ton of supplies or whatever. So I ended up ordering two new sets of blueprints. And this one is called Blueprints 18. And I'll show you the different configurations that are suggested with these. But this is like a card builder die set. And I also picked up Blueprints 24. Now, these two specific items I actually ordered from Amazon because for some reason, the blueprints are sold out most of the time on the actual My Favorite Things website, first of all. And second of all, for some reason, they're cheaper on Amazon. And when I say cheaper, I mean like several dollars cheaper. And this isn't always the case. I've mentioned this before with Amazon. The prices fluctuate quite a bit. So most of the time, the blueprints are cheaper. And then the last thing I ordered from MFT was paper. And I have been trying to get my hands on the replenishments cardstock probably for weeks now. It might actually be months, but every time I would go to order it, it was sold out. So they sell their cardstock in a big 8.5 by 11 pack where you get one of every color that they have. Now, for some people, I know this isn't enough if you like to use color card bases. But for me, I mostly just die cut borders or backgrounds or whatever. So I don't need a ton of every color. But I like having cardstock that I know matches the paper stacks. So I finally was able to get the replenishment cardstock. And the nice thing about the cardstock is it's 100 pound. Like this is thick cardstock. And I got the cardstock to coordinate with 3 new paper pads that I picked up. So one is called Homespun Gingham, and I thought this would be really cute for baby cards because we're kind of getting into that time of year where I don't want to say there's a lot of babies being born because it's not always necessarily the case, but I tend to not have baby cards when they are born. So I got this Homespun Gingham 6x6 pack. I also got the Lucky Prints, which is just hearts and stars and polka dots. So this is a really simple paper pattern. And I also got the Painted Prints Smitten. And this was part of last month's release. So it's kind of like a wonky, a watercolored kind of look, dots and stripes. So that is it for my Favorite Things haul. And I'm really excited to actually start working with the blueprint dies because, like I said, there have been plenty of times where I just want to come home and I just want to make a card and I don't want to put a ton of thought into it. Or I don't have enough time to design a whole thing and pull out all the supplies and put it back. So I feel like this is going to help me get things done a little bit faster when I want to create something, but I don't really want to put the thought into it. So anyways, I will link to the products that I mentioned in the haul down below. Thanks for watching.